Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Our sponsors are now at the end of the program. All right, there was a shooting at Joel Osteen's church. You know who the shooter was? Someone who formerly identified as Jeffrey. Why is it that so many of these shootings are transgender folks? People who are transferred. You know what? It's a mental health issue, folks. A serious mental health issue. All right, Jack Smith has until, I think, February 20th to respond to the United States Supreme Court filing by Trump asking for a stay. We'll see how that all plays out. That has nothing to do with the appeal. It just has to do with a stay. Although if a stay is granted, that'll be looking good for Trump. January inflation, it was much worse than expected. Boom. So much for Bidenomics. Drug cartels are actually using Travis Kelce's face on bags full of fentanyl to appeal to youngsters. Cartels have their own marketing arm. And, of course, you can't sue a drug cartel for trademark infringement. Sorry, Travis. Brad Paisley is for Joe Biden. Do you believe it? By the way, he wanted to do it nice and quiet. Apparently, John Rich blew the whistle. Brad Paisley had a fundraiser for Jill Biden in Nashville. Joe Biden featuring Jill Biden. You watch. This will actually hurt Brad Paisley's fan base. And we find out who all was there, it'll hurt each and every one of them. You watch. Gyms did not get the boost in January that they normally do. Why? They claim maybe the prices. I say because America's fat and lazy. Hunter, in his phone, they said they had all these pictures of him using crack, cocaine. Do you believe it? No charges have ever been brought against Hunter Biden involving drugs. All right, biggest news yesterday was actually Mayorkas last evening finally got impeached by the Republicans. They finally got their stuff together and they impeached old Mayorkas. Jared Kushner keeps getting hit with the $2 billion that he got from Saudi Arabia for the fun that he got. He claims he's not going to be part of the administration. Remember, the two people in Trump world I have issues with. Jared and his wife. I just do. They're just different. All right, Dow dropped 525 points yesterday on the inflation news. Tucker Carlson said Moscow's nicer than any city in his country. I'm going to call Tucker out on this, okay? Tucker, that city is real clean and there's no violence and all that stuff. It's also a city of communists, Tucker. You know, gone a little too far on this Russian thing, in my opinion. I don't mind the interview with Putin. Don't mind it at all. The issue of Ukraine funding, legitimate. But come on. They're communists. All right, machetes in Cancun. I don't understand why people go to Mexico. I got friends that go to Mexico all the time. Well, 6 people got butchered by a machete in a resort. I always hear, well, you don't leave the resort. Where some folks, 6 folks in a resort got macheted in Cancun. I have no interest. Bill Maher is mocking all those people who claim they were going to leave if Trump was elected president and haven't left. They never do. Problem gamblers in Connecticut, 1 in 2. 50% of all gamblers in Connecticut have a problem. You don't think that's wholesale? I crack up at the NFL and all these states and everybody, acting like they're concerned about gamblers. Do you think one casino, one sports betting book, one gambling institution gives a damn about problem gamblers? They love problem gamblers. It's a joke. Price of Coke, too high, people stopped buying it. CBS has made all kinds of layoffs, including some of their top reporters. Laura Ingram's going to host a town hall in South Carolina for Donald Trump. And Santos' seat went to the ballot, and guess what? The Democrat won. So Republicans have even less of a margin of error in the House of Representatives. This was, of course, a seat that would be expected to be a Democrat seat. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. You have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American cheer and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. Our sponsors are at the end of the show now. All right, this teen got 20 years for being involved in like 3 murders. Don't understand it. 20 years is all? Don't. By the way, as far as minors go, you and I both know that for the most part, this day and age, what people know when they're like 16 and their behavior at 16, for example, is far different than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. When I was 16, far different time we live in. A man was found dead in a car in Avondale. Imagine that, another killing in Avondale. Boom men, these 2 men right here charged with child sex crimes. What should the penalty be? That's right, death penalty. CVG is adding a bunch of flights through Frontier, like $19. Some of them involve Charlotte, other locations, Fort Lauderdale. CVG's growing. Ray Cox, the treasurer of Kenton County, has retired. Kenton County voting machines are apparently all bottled up and safe and secure, they claim. In Kentucky news, the Kentucky House and Senate passed a bill that non-citizens could not vote. That's a good thing. Kentucky revenue is up about $83 million, mostly due to the sales tax. In Ohio news, Hamilton County elections. They also are claiming their elections are secure. Let's hope. And the property tax bills are just devastating Ohioans. It's rough out there, folks. Property taxes can hit you hard. Could cause you to lose your home. If you can't pay it, this is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
This is Eric Deters World News. I'm Jamie Spindley. The latest headlines. The US Senate has approved an aid package for Ukraine, signaling support with escalating tensions with Russia. However, the deal is not finalized yet. Meanwhile, an Estonian intelligence chief has issued a warning suggesting that Russia is preparing for a potential conflict with NATO within the next decade. He anticipates Moscow to double troop numbers along key borders. Negotiations for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in Gaza has resumed in Cairo. Senior officials from the US, Israel, Egypt and Qatar are convening with international pressure for Israel to halt its bombardment of Rafah, a city in southern Gaza. In other news, officials have revealed the design of the gold, silver and bronze medals for this upcoming Olympic Games in Paris. Each medal contains a distinctive souvenir, a fragment of scrap iron from the Eiffel Tower, adding a unique touch to the prizes. And hundreds of thousands of spectators are lining the streets of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil to witness the world's famous carnival parades. The city's top samba schools are competing for the title of Best Parade, showcasing vibrant costumes, floats and infectious rhythms in a celebration of culture and tradition. Until tomorrow, cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American Cherry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries, where we have fun with sports. Iowa beat UC 68-59. University of Kentucky bounced back with a win at home, 75-63 over Ole Miss. $185.6 million was wagered on new Las Vegas betting houses in the Super Bowl. T. Higgins is expected to get the franchise tag from the Cincinnati Bengals. Hold on to him one more year. Super Bowl paychecks. You know what? $160,000. Somebody like Brock Purdy, it's not a bad payday. Reds report to spring training yesterday. They're fired up, ready to win the division. Wisconsin 62, Ohio State 54. Leafs Riley suspended 5 games for a cross-checking on another player. And Indiana State University is ranked for the first time since Larry Bird. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Cheer and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries, where we have fun. You know, I forgot to bring this up yesterday, but by golly, if I missed something, I come back the next day. The big Phoenix Open this past weekend. There were drunks every place. I mean, it was crazy. It was bedlam. Golfers yelling at fans yelling at golfers. Crazy stuff. Mike Zimmer, it's now official. Rex Ryan tried to steal a job from him. He is now the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. Chris Henry Jr., former of the Cincinnati Bengals, son, the late, is transferring from Cincinnati Withrow all the way to Mater Dei. Big California powerhouse. Steelers cut former first-round pick Trubisky. This poor guy, maybe you get picked up as a backup somewhere. 49ers did not know the rules of overtime. Think about that, folks. All the money that's paid to these folks, the players, the coaches, everything. You don't know the rules of overtime in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, what do I always say? These people that rise to the top, and you're like, why? How? Most watched Super Bowl of all time, 120 some odd million. I don't think it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. I'm being serious. I know there's a lot of Swifties out there. I just think it has to do with the football is such a big deal. It continues to grow and grow and grow. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Pop Culture, sponsored by Top Shine Detailing. Folks, this is a wild story I caught. I didn't ever heard of this before. Willie Nelson, big-time martial artist. Jiu-jitsu, kung fu, judo. Isn't that wild? Willie Nelson, the badass. Pretty cool. Katy Perry is walking away from American Idol after 7 years. Liam Gallagher of Oasis, he blasted the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's not happy it's taken him this long. David Kroll, while everybody else was at the Super Bowl, he and his mates were barbecuing with people that didn't have a home. Gotta like that guy. Taylor Swift, she posted for the first time on social media relative to Travis and her in a relationship at a nightclub at Wynn, where apparently the parents had to come. Ice Spice, cross upside down. Do you think that was to honor St. Peter? No. Little satanic worship going on by Ice Spice. Brad Paisley had a fundraiser for Joe Biden with Jill Biden in Nashville. I can't wait till all the country music folks know who he's supporting. And Taylor got Kanye apparently kicked out of the Super Bowl, removed because he was down close to her. Remember, he's the guy that took the microphone away from her when she won that award. And Coke sales continue to decline because of the price. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great day.